Hello beautiful, welcome back to my channel. So we'll be talking about an update on the hair I just dyed like 4 days ago on my last video. Actually, I promised in that video that I was going to just oil my hair and style it, but honestly my hair is due for retie. It's been due for retie for a while now, but I just keep pushing it, okay, because I've been busy. So I thought, okay, I've washed it. The last time I washed it, I felt okay, I was going to retie it. I knew that if I should retie then dye, then I would need to wash it again, and of course it's going to look rough. So I didn't retie. I waited till I dye it, and now after that, since it's been washed and everything is looking clean and sparkling, and now thought okay, it is time for me to do my retie. So I started my retie like 2 days ago. So this part, the front part this way, has been done, and I took yesterday off to do something else. Okay, once you are into DIY, you can actually do it at any time you want. Just make sure that the interval between the time you're taking off and the time you're retying your hair is not so long, or else your hair is going to grow at different rates. Okay, you're going to realize that the first set of locks that you retie are going to grow, the roots of the hair are going to grow much faster than the one that you retie last. Okay, like it makes sense like that. So from experience, I've taken note of that. So I've started my retie. I started from here. I did this morning, and I started this one now. Okay, so I'm going to do this one, and don't be deceived, this little one that you're looking at is going to take like an hour or more, depending on how fast I am. I'm not anxious as to when I'm going to finish or not. Okay, so another thing, like I said, I showed you guys that the dye transfer is going to clear off after some times, and today is the third day to the time I dyed my hair, and look at my hand. It's clear. This thumb was completely covered the last time I did it, and look at this place too, everything is cleared, you know. But if I had been so worried on the day that I applied the dye, and I just wanted the dye to come off my skin and, you know, other part of my body, it would have been a very tasky thing to do. From experience, I did not make the attempt to do that. Okay, so even on my scalp, you can see that my scalp are still a little bit dark, but by the time I wash my hair like once or twice, be sure that it's going to clear off, and it will just remain the hair that will be black. Okay, so I started this, and this is about the longest hair at the front, and from the way it's spring, it shows that I had probably, you know, redo it at one point. So you can see this one is big because I had to combine, because, you know, after some times you find it a bit difficult to continue with tiny locks at the front. The hair density around this area are, you know, low. Okay, and so it will take a while for your hair to get locked, and you might experience slippage depending on the texture of your hair, the type of hair that you have. So I wasn't experiencing slippage, but my hair was cutting. Okay, it was cutting off, and it was looking as if it wasn't growing. Okay, so I did that. So what I'm intending to do right now is to show you guys, you know, just a little bit of my interlocking that I do. Okay, somebody made a request that my explanation in one of my videos that I should like put it in action, but believe me, I have several videos where I showed how interlocking is done from the west to the east, from the north to the south, depending on your position. Actually, depending on the position that you take, depending on the person that is interlocking your hair, whether the person is right-handed or left-handed, the direction that that person will take will depend on a whole lot of things. The direction I will be taking based on what I'm saying will show the direction, the position of my hand, and where I'm facing, okay? Because if you are looking at me, then my right hand is going to be facing your left hand, and my left hand is going to be facing your right hand. So my saying it out will be an indication of how I am moving my hand. All right, so now I am going to do this roll for you guys to see, and hopefully you are able to see the instruction as I give it. Okay, so this is my right hand as I'm facing the camera, and this is my left hand. I'm going to be explaining to you from the way you are seeing the North Pole. So I am moving from my west to my east on this North Pole you're looking at. I'm pulling the lock strand out of the west, and we are doing 4-point rotation. Okay, so the next movement is going to be from the north to the south. Okay, I'm using the back of my head, from the back of my head as the north, okay, as you're seeing from the pole, and coming out of the south, and then you pull the strand of lock back to the north, which is the second movement. So the third movement is from the east to the west. I'm pulling the lock strand out of the east. Okay, that is the third. And then we are moving from the south now to the north, which is the fourth movement. The fourth movement, you are going to pull the lock strand out of the south, and that completes the 4-point rotation. Okay, as it is now, the complete 4-point rotation is not sufficient to interlock the whole new growth. So I'm going to go around again till I'm able to interlock the whole new hair growth. In a situation where you cannot determine the interval between your first retie to your next retie, which is usually between 4 weeks to like 8 weeks, depending on how fast your hair grow. There are some people that their hair do not grow out that much within 4 weeks, so they wait it out like 8 weeks or even more. But there are some people that within the 3rd week interval, your hair must have been, the new hair growth must have grown out so much. So a situation like that, we require more than one rotation. If that is the case, then the way that you're supposed to pass the needle through the holes is well explained in one of my videos. I'm going to put it up here, or I put the link in my description down below. Also, bear it in mind that if you are interlocking your hair by yourself for the first time, there are different things that could happen. Number one, you're going to feel quite awkward, okay, and then the direction of your hand, the positioning of your hand is going to be awkward. Do not worry. After some practices, after like the first retie, the second retie, you're going to get used to it, and you're going to be so fast with it. The way I'm doing it right now is because I'm being careful and I'm explaining like it's a tutorial, so I'm as slow as possible, but I have become faster than you are seeing right now. So another thing that you have to take note of is to prevent interlocking 2 locks together. My dear, this is painful and it could be annoying. So the only way that you can prevent this from happening is for you to get several clips that you're going to use to clip down the surrounding locks, both the one you've interlocked and the one that you are yet to interlock. If you are able to do this, then it's going to be a smooth ride all the way. It will be slow, but it's going to be a smooth ride. Okay, so right now I'm done with the front locks, all the ones at the front, and that is why I'm patting it this way for you to see. So the next thing for me to do right now, because I will not be able to continue with the ones at the back, so I've matted all the ones I interlocked at the front. I matted it together towards the back, and I'll either bind it with a rubber band, that's the mouth, or I will pin it down and I could leave the hair at the back, that means the locks at the back, I could leave it down, or I could pack it up as it appears this way. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I'm going to stop talking right now for you to see how this is done eventually. See ya.